Join us every day, usually in the morning between 5 and 11, for the Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, your daily audio sports section featuring scores, details, and sound bites from the Pacers, Fever, Colts, IndyCar, IU, Purdue, Ball State, Butler, major national sports news, and of course, the best high school sports coverage in Central Indiana every day. What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 294.3, our boys golf regional scoreboard show, with results from TPC in Yorktown, Stonehenge in Warsaw, Sandy Pines at Lake Central, Country Oaks in Montgomery, and Champions Pointe in Henryville.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Central Indiana golf fans. Today is June 12, 2025. It's a Thursday. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, podcasting today from headquarters in Jeffersonville. Producer Susie is in the control room. Coming up, we have results from all 5 Indiana high school golf regionals across the state, the ones that were contested on Thursday, and a brief preview of Friday's regional at West Lafayette. But first, I'm going to ask you to please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Even if you're already subscribed at Apple, Amazon, SoundCloud, or Spotify, please go to our YouTube page. It would be very helpful to us. Plus, we're going to start having video in the background of our podcasts and doing some really cool stuff with that. So please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. You might regret it, but I really doubt it. Also, our golf state finals preview will be Monday. And we will have this weekend softball state finals preview and scoreboard show, and our baseball semi-state previews and scoreboard shows. And of course, we will have continued coverage of your Indiana Pacers through the next few days. And as you would expect on the Central Indiana Sports Report, we start in Central Indiana at the Muncie Central Regional at TPC at Woodland Trails in Yorktown. 5th-ranked Noblesville won its 8th regional championship overall, but its first since 2019, beating defending champion and 4th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern by 3 strokes, 295. Great score. To 298. Cathedral was probably a surprise based on this year's results, but not based on past history, as the 3rd team to advance with a 301. Number 20 Eastbrook was 4th at 307. Number 18 Pendleton Heights was 5th with a 308, and they really need to balance these regionals out better. Cathedral Junior Johnny Lehman was your individual regional championship. He birdied 17 and finished with a 2 under 70, 1 stroke better than Fisher's Junior Tommy Klinker, Noblesville Junior Tyler Marucci, and Eastbrook freshman Landon Tropf. Hamilton Southeastern sophomore Dane Starnes shot a 72. That was 6th overall. Advancing as individuals, not on advancing teams. Tommy Klinker of Fishers, who birdied 6, 8, and 10, and then parred his final 7 holes. Landon Tropf and Heritage Christian sophomore Tate LeBrun, who beat Pendleton Heights senior Vance Jarvis in a playoff to advance to state. Both LeBrun and Jarvis are seniors. Marucci shot a 34 on the back 9 to lead Noblesville with a 71. Senior Lance Decker shot a 73. Senior Drew Workley a 75. Senior Jackson Untham a 76. And Junior Dustin Turpin an 81 for Noblesville. For Hamilton Southeastern, of course, they were led by Starnes. Freshman Blake Babb shot a 73. Junior Mattingly Upchurch a 76. Sophomore Brody Colburn a 77. And senior and number 1 player Kai Warner had a bit of a rough day with the 79. For 3rd place Cathedral, Lehman obviously was the medalist with a 70. Ben Kaufman shot a 73. Junior Sam Canet and senior Luke Lehman both shot 79s for the Irish. For fourth place, Eastbrook, of course, Trop will be advancing to state. He had 3 birdies and was -1 on the back 9. Aaron Folda shot a 75 and just fell short of advancing to state for the second straight year. He shot a 40 on the front with a bogey and a double bogey on 8 and 9, and then shot a 35 on the back 9. Andrew Combs shot a 79, Cade Roberts 81, and Ezekiel Biggs an 89 for the Panthers. What a season for that team. And I think we can expect even more from them next year. Really tough outcome for Pendleton Heights, who deserved better. If they'd played in any other regional, they probably advanced to state. They shot a 308. Jarvis shot a 74, of course, and just missed state in a playoff. Junior Hayden Fox shot a 76. Senior Ryan Davis at 77. Freshman Zach Zeller and Quentin Carey both shot 81s. Mount Vernon shot a 325 to finish 6th. They were led by Elijah Lemon with a 76. Senior Jason Lugai with an 80, and sophomore Owen Doherty shot an 83. Yorktown finished 8th with a 328. Senior Marshall Johnston shot a 76. Senior Nate Matthews an 81, and sophomore Weston Weaver an 84 to lead the way for the Tigers. New Pal finished 9th with a team score of 330. The Dragons were led by Joseph McPike 76, William Clark 78, and Luke Kofers 81. Newcastle was 10th as a team with a 336. They were led by Matthew Hastings with a 78, then Noah Gross with a 79, and Vincent Ferris at 81. And then Delta was 12th with a team score of 344. It was like a HHC meet here in the middle of the team pack in the regional. Junior Matt Boyle and number 5 golfer Mason Hopper, who is also a junior, both shot 85s. Sophomore Griffin Wilson shot an 86. Tipton junior Preston Lancaster finished his day just off the pace of making it to state. He shot a 75. Eastern Hancock had 2 individuals. Junior Parker Atkins shot a 75. Junior Zach Stevens an 80. Oak Hill senior Trent Nelson finished his 18-hole round in 77 strokes. Greenfield Central's senior Avery Young in 79. Same score for Monroe Central junior Cohen West. LaPel junior Owen Garber finished his day in 83. Wapahani sophomore Dylan Dodd 90. Cowan junior Dawson Goney 97. And Jay County senior Griffith Bynum shot a 110. Those are the local competitors in the Muncie Central Regional. We move to the Warsaw Regional at Stonehenge Golf Club in Warsaw. And it was won by number 7 Homestead. Last year, the Spartans won their first regional championship in 8 years. This is their first time ever winning back-to-back regional championships. The Spartans shot a 291, which was 24 shots better than 3 teams that tied for second. Bishop Dwinger, number 10 Leo, and number 12 Warsaw all shot 313s. Dwinger and Leo both advance. Warsaw does not. Their 5th golfer was DQ'd, and that was the difference. Northridge was 4th with a 316, then Carroll with a 318. Canterbury shot a 320, and Fairfield a 324. Really tight team race at Warsaw. The top 4 finishers were all from non-advancing teams. After a surprising 4th place finish at the sectional at Meadow Valley and Middlebrook earlier this week, defending state champion Braden Miller of Fairfield bounced back in a big way, going 33 and 33 for a 5 under 66. 1 shot ahead of Westview rival senior Silas Herrera. Blackhawk junior Gavin Helfrich advanced with a playoff hole win over Carroll senior Keenan Beatty. Western shot a 338 as a team. They were led by junior Callan Zerdzi, who finished his round in 80. Junior Brody Foster in 81. Zerdzi and Fisher both shot 38s up front. Also for the Panthers, sophomore Maddox Williams shot an 86. Northwestern shot a 345 as a team, and junior Hudson Whaley shot 40 or better on the back and the front for a 79. Jack Peel had an interesting day. He led at the halfway point, shooting a 33 on the front. Then he shot a 52 on the back and finished with an 85. Senior Logan Duncan needed 9 shots on the 10th hole and still finished with an 86. Lewis Cash shot a 365 as a team and was led by junior Michael Myers, who finished his round in 86 strokes. Huntington North junior Javin Gray had an incredible round and was even par on the back to finish with 75. Peru's Maddox Bretzman shot an 84, Southwood's Griffin Chambers an 88, and Kokomo sophomore Ashton Goff shot a 94. South Bend St. Joseph won its second boys golf regional in program history with a better fifth score tiebreaker to win the Lake Central Regional at Sandy Pines Golf Club in DeMotte. Its last regional championship came in 1993. It tied at the 313 with Elkhart. Elkhart's last regional championship came in 1978. St. Joe's worst score of its 5 golfers was an 82. Whoa. 7 shots better than Elkhart, as you might imagine. 5 guys under 82 is going to win you most high school golf tournaments. Lake Central was third, just a stroke behind the Huskies and the Lions. And number 17, Trinity Greenlawn, was just 1 stroke behind the Indians for the final transfer spot to state. Elkhart's Benjamin DeVito was the regional champion with a 70, a shot ahead of South Bend St. Joseph sophomore Zach Matisse. 3 strokes behind them were Andrean senior Zach Tartan and Lake Central senior Tyler Morton. Advancing as individuals were Tartan, Twin Lakes junior Jack Kaufman, and Trinity Greenlawn sophomore Jackson Creasy, who had to beat his teammate and classmate Nathan Palmer in a playoff for the last spot to move on to state. Logansport was 12th as a team and shot a 351. They were led by sophomore Graham Taylor's 81 and sophomore Lewis Rotzi's 85. Rochester's Davis Rennie shot an 81. Unranked Franklin shot a +2 as a team and beat co-runner-up, third-ranked and heavy favorite coming in Center Grove and Madison to win the Providence sectional at Champions Pointe in Henryville. That's a Fuzzy Zeller course. It's the Grizzly Cubs' first regional championship since 1984. A lot of history being made on Thursday. Really good to see. A lot of newcomers. Providence senior Blaine Beckert buried on his 23rd hole of the day, a 5th playoff hole against Floyd Central senior Breck Muncie, but they've played against each other a few times, and Greenwood Christian senior Noah Reed to win the individual regional championship. All 3 shot 2 under 70 through 18 holes. Evansville North may not have been favored to win its state record 9th consecutive regional championship on Thursday at Country Oaks in Montgomery, but that's exactly what the 11th ranked Huskies did. They shot a 285 and beat rival and 9th ranked Castle by 7 strokes. Number 13 Bloomington South shot a 307 and advanced to state with a better 5th score than number 15 Jasper. Gibson Southern was just a shot behind the Panthers and the Titans. It's the 14th overall regional championship for the Huskies. They were led by seniors Luke Johnson and Brady Sorrells. Both shot a 68, which was only good for tied for 4th individually. Really talented field there at the Washington Regional. Gibson Southern senior Peyton Blackford shot a 67. He won a 2-hole playoff over Jasper senior Caleb Schnarr and Castle junior Braden Lamborn. Blackford, Schnarr, and Evansville Memorial junior Grayson Coughlin all advanced to state as individuals. The Harrison sectional is Friday at 9 a.m. at Coyote Crossing in West Lafayette. The field includes number 1 Westfield, number 2 Zionsville, number 8 Carmel, all from the Westfield sectional, Again, need to balance these sectionals and regionals a little better. Plus Brownsburg, Brebeuf, Tri-West, Martinsville, Plainfield, Park Heritage, North Montgomery Speedway, Covenant Christian, and the local individuals golfing at the Harrison Regional on Friday morning are Camden Price of Clinton Central and the Garin Catholic duo of Eli Wessel and Robbie Burt. We will have full results from West Lafayette on Friday morning's Central Indiana Scoreboard show. That's your golf regional update. Please become a subscriber or whatever you do, wherever you do it, whether it's at YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or SoundCloud, if you would like us to continue updating you on Central Indiana sports. Thanks so much for listening. Always appreciate it. If you'd like to help us continue to grow and thrive and produce quality sports content, please share these podcasts with your friends and family. We thank you in advance. The Central Indiana Sports Report is brought to you by TG Media, and I love Susie. Go Pacers.